Wake Up, Season 2, Episode 2. Hinata's point of view. My eyes were heavy. The voices I'm hearing, with my eyes still shut, aren't familiar. Who are these people? Where's Kay? I tried to open my eyes. As I managed to open it, I squirmed from the light that filled my eyes. I closed it again. I heard his voice. Kay. I tried to open my eyes again, now a little more comfortable with the light around me. Call the nurse Kagehina. So Tobio's also here, huh? I felt his hands on my cheeks. It was his. I didn't have to see him to know it was Key's hands holding me. My whole body felt weak. I wanted to hold his hands, but I felt really tired. Just when I was putting more effort in opening my eyes to see Kay, I felt there were suddenly more people in the location. I felt Kay remove his hands from my cheeks. I didn't like it when I lost the warm feeling from his hands. I finally managed to open my eyes a little. I looked around. Everything looked white, with a few silvers here and there. I'm probably in a hospital. Based on the two people doing stuffs around me, I'm assuming they're the nurses Tobio called. I remember it now. I fainted right after that car almost hit me. I heard the nurses say that my vitals are good and just needed rest. I felt warm hands got back to my hand. Kay. I blinked slowly. I smiled as my eyes finally settled on Kay, who's seated beside the bed I was in. A small amount of energy ran through my body as I saw Kay's smile. With the little energy that I have right now, I was able to tighten my hold on Key's hand. I felt him kiss my hand. How long have I been passed out? It's just been less than an hour, show. My head was starting to clear up. How'd you manage to take me here? I got to notice Tobio now, standing behind Kay. It's as if Kay didn't feel like answering my question. I looked at Tobio, trying to find the answer from him instead. He took a deep breath before answering. The car driver, Tsukihina, managed to get him to take us here. I looked back at Kay, trying to give him a smile. He was looking down, looking slightly annoyed though. Kay, is something wrong? Kay shifted to face me, changing from that annoyed look to a concerned one. Nothing, love. How are you feeling? I tried to move my body a little. Everything seemed fine. Just that I felt too tired. Just tired, Kay. I was able to glance at Tobio just as he hid his phone in his pocket. I sent a message on the GC already. I told them you just woke up. Nishinoya and Tanaka-senpai were waiting for our update. I felt Kay tug on my hand. Just rest a little longer before we go home, show. I nodded. Show, Kay. He looked really awkward, not the typical Kay. Would you like to spend the week at my house again? I didn't expect that, but the thought of being more around Kay gave me the energy that I needed. The tiredness I felt seemed to have dissolved in an instant. I'd love that Kay. I rubbed my thumb on Key's hand and gave him the sweetest smile I could manage. I tried to get myself to sit up, to which Tobio responded, helping me to get up. Are you sure you're okay? You need more rest. I can rest when we get home. But we'll have to walk to get home. You're not ready. Let's just not rush. Take our time. I'll be fine. Kay and Tobio looked at each other, said nothing. But their eyes looked as if talking to each other. Both concerned eyes looked back at me at the same time. They really are getting along, huh? I gave a small laugh. I'll be okay, I promise. Kay and I were at the ER exit. Tobio had to sign a few papers before I get discharged. I noticed this guy from the parking area. His hair was dark, a green tint glistened on parts where the light from the light post hit him. He was leaning on a car, probably his. He was staring directly at us. Kay, do you know that guy? Kay followed the direction my eyes were staring, but looked away immediately. He took us here. Oh, so he's that car driver. Yeah, I thought instinctively. I'll go thank him. Kay grabbed my arm as I tried to move toward the green-haired guy. I stopped and looked back at him. I already thanked him, show. Oh, but I want to thank him personally too. Just then, Tobio arrived. He placed a few papers inside his bag. We're good to go. Good, let's go home. Kay wrapped his arm around my shoulders and headed the opposite way from the car driver. He probably hated the guy because of what happened. He almost ran me over. But he took us to the hospital. Anyway, Kay said he already thanked him. I walked alongside Kay, Tobio following behind. His shirt and pants were too big for me. But I felt comfortable. I've only stayed at my house for a night, and now I'm back here. I actually feel really happy about it. I'll have extra time with Kay. I headed to the bed, Key's bed. He was already there, facing his bedroom window. I back-hugged him. He usually does this, but I get to do it once in a while. I kissed his shoulder just before he rolled over to face me. His eyes were fixed on my eyes, but occasionally dropped to my lips a few times. I felt him lift his hand and placed a finger on my forehead. I kept my eyes on his, but his eyes followed his finger. He leaned in closer to my forehead and kissed it. His finger moved down to my nose. He kissed the tip. His finger moved sideways to my ear. He kissed my lobe. His finger traced my jawline and stopped on my chin. He traced my jawline with a few kisses. After his kisses got to my chin, he moved back a little. His eyes were back at my eyes. But it did not last long. His finger moved from my chin to my lips. His eyes followed. I felt him move closer. When his eyes started to close, I closed mine too. I felt his lips on mine. So soft, so sincere. The gentlest kiss I've had with Kay. A few seconds after, he pulled back. His forehead on mine. I love you so freaking much, show. I opened my eyes to see that his was still closed. I hugged him by his neck. I felt his arm around my waist. I love you too, Kay. Good night.